Hello friends, this is Kevin, aka K-Man1, coming at you with what essentially amounts to a bonus video. In this episode, we are going to be tackling some of the challenges available in Slide 3 Honor Among Thieves. And so, without any further ado, let's just jump into the first one with an awkward cut. And the first one is, as you just saw on the screen probably, defeat the Blue Vipers without taking significant damage. This isn't very difficult. I'm not gonna lie. Earlier challenges aren't that tough for the most part. As is to be expected, they're supposed to increase the difficulty of the game as you are gaining skill. You know how it is. But given that I beat this mission without taking any damage, then having half health really isn't a detriment to me. I'm pretty sure I do take at least one hit at some point just because I'm not bothering to play it all carefully. But this mission really doesn't have anything particularly difficult to it. It's just a matter of, you know, dodging the hazards and shooting at the Blue Vipers. And yeah, that's all there is to it. I'm already down to the last one. By the way, this is being post-commentated, in case you can't tell from awkward cuts and what have you. I ultimately decided that since some of these do give me some trouble, it would be best to just go ahead and post-commentate rather than live commentate. Anyways, the second mission that we're going to be taking on is the, you need to destroy all the tar drums within a given time limit, and your time resets every time you destroy a drum. So, this is a very forgiving mission, as far as the time limit goes. Also, just as a side note, get used to time limits as challenges, because I swear half of them, especially early on in the game, are just defeat this mission that you've already completed, but this time with a time limit. Ooh, crazy challenge. And I understand it's just a matter of like completing each mission with a twist sort of thing, but there are some missions later on that are actually like interesting challenges, and some of the time limits are just like, okay, I guess it makes it a little bit more difficult, but a decent player will be able to complete it inside this time limit regardless. Because look, I'm barely like losing any time on any of these tar drums, and I'm not even like a pro speedrunner. Like, sure, I've played this game a lot, but it's not that tough. So yeah, time limits as a whole really aren't interesting challenges. Some of them are very, very difficult, and I've had to replay them more than a handful of times, but for the most part, you really don't need to be that concerned about them. So, with just one more to destroy, we are going to go ahead and move on to the next challenge, once we have the nice little screen. And they will show you your best time, which is very cool, and they'll show you if you got a new best time. And yeah, so now we're going to be climbing the tower under a time limit, and this one is very simple and straightforward. You can honestly bypass a lot more of it than I have been, or than I do in this, but this tower is actually pretty easy to climb. It was really, really annoying for me my first time playing through the game, but that was mostly just because I was bad at it. But if you are at all decent at the core gameplay of the Sly Cooper series, then this is not going to be a problem for you. And you do need to destroy that in order for it to complete, which is just something to keep in mind. This is this is one of the first really interesting challenges where you need to collect 20 coins while also keeping up with Octavio. I feel like it would be more interesting if there were a higher requirement, but I'm not going to complain overall. And something you might have noticed, I'm pretty sure I just saw in the recording, is that I was using the paraglider. Yes, if you are playing a challenge, then you are able to use any power-ups you have gained in the main story of the game. And this also applies if you are replaying missions in just the job replay system. So, it is actually very interesting to see how easy some later game jobs are with some early game jobs are with late game power-ups, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I actually like said that intelligently. So, yeah, it's interesting to see how the difficulty curve of the game just completely shifts if you have access to stuff that the developers didn't intend for you to have. Like, for instance, you can just completely sequence break right here and get in front of him, and it's super easy, and you don't even need a boat to help you. Pretty nice. And so now we are going to be destroying all of these tar drums in a time limit. And something that I've discovered a good strategy to use is that guards won't start appearing until there is a tar drum completely destroyed. So what you can do is you can plant a couple bombs on each of them in order to set them up, and then just kind of run around and only have to plant one bomb on each. And you might think that'll take up a lot of time, but honestly, the guards getting in your way take up more time than the actual bombing itself does.
This is getting serious.
Also worth noting is that the one in the middle right there is always the problem child. I swear, this one takes, either it takes like 19 bombs to destroy, or I'm just terrible at aiming at it. But this bomb destroys it, so very, very nice. And so in this, we are going to be battling Octavio in the boat segment, and it's just under a time limit. Pretty simple and straightforward. Very forgiving time limit, as I've established pretty much all of them are, especially early on in the game. And this finally gives me an opportunity to explain why this video is being released at the time it is. For those of you who are watching my Let's Play of the main story of the game, you're probably just like, why is this being released at such a random point? And the answer is my save file went kablooey. And yeah, my save file got deleted. All of my save files on my memory card got corrupted somehow. I don't know exactly what happened, but it seemed to be back to normal. And so I am just having this video up so that I might be able to have something on the channel while I am replaying the main story up until where I was in my Let's Play. And now for the final challenge in Venezia. We are going to be battling Octavio with a speed limit as Murray, or the Murray if you prefer. And so, yeah, it's a pretty easy time limit. There's really not much to it. Yeah. The battle is the same as it was before, and to be honest, you don't really need to be that concerned about taking damage early on, because, well, you need to be concerned about taking damage insofar as you don't want to die, but it's better to just kind of YOLO mode, in my experience, and just deal with taking whatever damage you happen to. And so that's the first half of it over, and you do need to actually like watch the cutscenes and travel again, which is kind of weird, but I guess it makes enough sense. And the bright side is that we will get to experience pretty much the best line in the game again, which is what we're always hoping for. You guys know what I'm talking about if you've been following the main Let's Play of the game, but I'm just going to be talking over it since it's commentary. Yeah, as far as other videos like this, there's probably only going to be one more awkward challenge bonus video thing before I'm back to the main story, but it depends on a lot of things because I'm going to have a guest over in a couple days at time of recording, and also, it just depends on how quickly I can actually play through the story of the game and whether YouTube and my recording software are agreeing with me, because they don't always do that. Fun fact, YouTube actually has quite a lot of issues, just in like bugs with uploading and stuff like that. So yeah, if you ever had to upload stuff to YouTube, then you probably understand my pain. And when I upload stuff, I mean like periodically, like more than just one video every now and again. That, yeah, YouTube has issues. Let's be real. And then my recording software is just really temperamental, but I think that might just be because I'm bad with computers and I can't figure out how to actually fix stuff. So yeah. Anyways, Octavio is only a couple hits from being done, and so I will see you guys in the next video.